Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm back here after my last video. So we were discussing about how to approach heat in the Wim Hof method. Especially, like, is it okay to still enjoy like hot things when you're a Wim Hof method practitioner? And my conclusion basically was, I mean, yes. And actually, my conclusion was that the Wim Hof method actually doesn't like ban heat from your life, but it actually prescribe you to introduce cold back into your life. So you don't have to remove heat. You just like add some some cold experiences to your life. And one way to enjoy heat is a sauna. And I mentioned that I do have my own little personal sauna. It's a small sauna that fits in my apartment, and that sauna, is made by myself for very cheap. So I would like to show it to you. If you don't have enough money, to buy a real sauna, like you don't have like thousands of dollars, to get your real sauna, and you still want something to sweat. Let's check how it is. So before we go to see how it's inside, I would like to show the outside, how it looks to you. All right. See you soon.
Yeah. So this is how it looks from the outside. So it's looks like a kind of a cube, a little cube that I put like in the corner of that room. And this height is about like 1.5 meters high, so which is about let's say 4 feet maybe high. Yeah, 4 feet, a little bit more maybe. Same as for the depth, a little bit less for the width, but that depends also. I mean, that depends how much space you have in your room. But basically, yeah, you can see sort of a cube. And this cube, as you see, it's actually a tent, and the tent has two layers. There is an outer layer and an inner layer. So if I move the outer layer, you'll see looks like this. And now I'm facing the inner layer, and from here only I can go inside the sauna. But for now, before we go to see what's inside, let's see how it is built. So between the inner layer and outer layer, you can see like the structure, like the frame. It's actually PVC pipes. If I want to show you the detail, you see how it's built. It's very simple. And you can see that the outer layer is actually like just lying on the structure, while the inner layer is suspended. All right, so very simple. So you see, now that you had this kind of look on the overall structure, we can go inside and you'll see how I can actually get some heat and I can do my sauna sessions.
Okay, back here. So I hope you enjoy to see how it's made, like from the outside, like the frames, the tent, and stuff like that. So now let's see how it is inside. So let me, okay, just put that here so that it doesn't bother me anymore. All right. So what do we have inside the sauna? First, we have a cushion, to sit on during the sauna session. So it's like it is a meditation cushion, but you can use any kind of cushion you want, of course. And I put on it a towel because, you know, when you are in the sauna, you will sweat a lot, so you don't want to, you know, to have your cushion like too dirty too fast. So, you know, that can help. That will mitigate sweat everywhere. Next, we have the actual like heating part, which is probably like basically the most important part of the sauna. So let's have a look on it. It's like wood, like board. So two that are just sticked to each. I mean, to each other like this with this kind of little 1x2. Yeah, 1x2, I think. And I mean, you can use like just one board, but I didn't have a board of that width, so I use like two. That's it. And on that board, we have the heat lamps. So these are very basic heat lamps, you know, like incandescent heat lamps that you can find in hardware stores. Stuff where you find stuff like for like farmer store, like typically, because these heat lamps are the same that are used in chicken coop, you know, or for like like the hatching of chicken babies, this kind of stuff. So very basic and very inexpensive. What you need to know about those heat lamps is that they are pretty, I mean, it's incandescent light, so it will produce a lot of heat that way, and it's pretty powerful. It's like 250 watt. Um, so, at that point, I can hear you guys. I mean, the quote unquote biohackers among you. You'll tell me, hey, what about the 660 nanometer wavelengths? Or what about the 850 nanometer, stuff like that? Okay, to be honest, this has, I think it has very poor near infrared. So not so much 660. It does have some 850, so like infrared, but it does have a lot of far infrared, so like 1000 nanometer and beyond. That's why it's producing so much heat. So, okay, presumably near infrared have some benefits. Presumably, like 850 nanometer infrared have some benefits. You know, I'm not exactly sure how solid the science is behind that. Doesn't really matter. But what I can tell you is that this produce heat, and that will make you sweat, and that's what I'm interested in when I go in a sauna. So that's my take on it. Plus, you know, like this kind of incandescent light is the closest thing that you can have that kind of mimic, you know, like the light of the sun during sunset, for example. I'm not sure. Maybe it's something that will matter for some of you. For some of them won't care. You know, who knows? Anyway, so but let's go back because this was a side note. Let's go back to the overall construction. So I mentioned that these lamps are 250 watts. So which means it's pretty powerful. So if you build this kind of stuff, you have to make sure that you use sockets that can handle this kind of power. So this is, you know, like I don't remember the name exactly, if it's some kind of ceramic or China maybe made, but it is definitely, you know, at the hardware store when I was talking about, you know, using this kind of lamp, those lamps, they told me, okay, you have to use sockets that can handle this kind of power, and that's important. Otherwise, you have risk, you know, of stuff like melting, and you know, when stuff starts to melt and you have electricity around, it's not good. It can be dangerous. So don't do anything stupid. And depending on what kind of socket you have, also, you may or may not need to put some electrician tape, to isolate from, like electric accident. So that's it. All right, so that's it. We have, see, okay, we have the lamp, the board. Here you see like the wires are going on the back like that. And where do those wires go? They all connect to here, to this kind of switch. And ultimately, they all connect to one switch. So when I want to start my sauna session, I just put on, and here we go. Here I have some heat. So yeah. So one major difference between this kind of sauna compared to like a classic sauna is that in a classic sauna, the heat will circulate by convection, of the air. Here, the heat is hitting you by radiation. It's like a radiation of infrared. So you will be the part of your bodies that will get heated is the part that is facing the lamps, which means that when you do a sauna session, so that's how I do, for example, you just start sitting, and you have you have your timer. You can play music, for example, and after 5 minutes, up it rings. So I will just rotate 90 degrees, and 5 more minutes, and it will ring again, and I will rotate 90 degrees again, etc., etc. And like this, I would do session, like 20, 25 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, 45 sometimes. I rarely go beyond 45. It's not a competition anyway. And yeah, that's it. So I think, I hope you enjoyed. I mean, this enabled me to build like a sauna. It was back when I was living in the US, and I built that for like $120. Now I'm in Canada, and I think here it would be about like $250 Canadian. Still cheap, compared to thousands of dollars, that sometimes you have to spend for a sauna. Yeah, in Europe, I don't know, maybe 100 euros. I'm not sure. Anyway, just I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you are going to build one. Don't hesitate, to show me pictures. That could be fun. That kind of stuff, it helped me at several points, and I'm still enjoying it a lot. So I hope you will. So that being said, I wish you being well, and I see you soon sometimes. Bye. Ciao.